Welcome to Pepper Shock Media's Marketing Expedition podcast, keeping you up to date with the latest in marketing and advertising. Now here's your host, Ray Allen.
Welcome to the Marketing Expedition podcast. I'm here with Sarah Cortez. Sarah, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. This is awesome. Nothing like a last minute podcast to just add into the day.
I just knew you could handle it when I said, Sarah, let's record. Here we go. Let's make it happen. And Sarah is the business development director at the Untitled and all kinds of fun stuff. The F word makes all the difference, which we're going to talk more about that. Mm-hmm. And then you do Rodan Fields to help you fly.
Yes.
Why is that?
3 gigs.
3 gigs, yes. Oh, and you're a mama.
Yeah.
And a wifey.
And those 3 kids, so those are fun.
Grace, Isabel, and Oscar Jr.
Yes.
And Oscar's your husband, right?
Oscar's.
I hope that would be right.
Oscar Sr.'s the husband.
There you go.
Oscar Jr. is the 10-year-old
And
boy.
he's in real estate too.
Oscar is, yeah.
So it's keep it in the family.
Yes, it's a family affair when we're going to the closing table.
Now, do you think any of the kids are going to take on anything that you guys do?
Oscar Jr. probably will.
Yeah.
He has talked about being a realtor like his dad.
Nice.
As a career aspiration, but the girls want nothing to do with it.
Ah, I see. Well, let's talk about what the F word is.
What is F?
What the F? Shut the front door. Tell me more. Why does the F word make all of the difference?
So the F word makes all the difference is a sales training business that I've put together because the F word does make all the difference, and the F word is formula. Yeah. And so it's all about finding your sales formula and then fudging through. And the formula is the most important thing that you can learn as a salesperson to hone is the numbers that it takes in order to make your goals.
And you have a whole website that helps you walk through all of that. And we're fortunate enough, we're going to go and speak on a national stage together.
Oh, I'm so
and
excited.
Present this to the National Association of Broadcasters coming up. And we just put together our plan of what we're going to do. And I love it because Ron Price, he always talks about form. Mm-hmm. So family, occupation, recreation, or mantra.
Another F word.
Another F word. I know. It's just like, I know, right, where we can talk about this. But I'm gonna modify it. You know what I'm gonna talk about? Food. I mean, family is great and all, but we're gonna talk about food.
We love food.
Occupation or organization, right? Relaxation. And mantra mission. So always give credit to where credit's due. And Ron's been on the show before too. But so, okay, tell me a little bit more. So at Untitled, you do biz dev. So what are some things that you do to help develop business in that world?
Well, I'm so glad you asked that because tomorrow, actually, we're doing one of the new agent, new construction tours. Oh. And this is an idea that I brought to the table to help us get in tune with some of the newer agents in town, but also to help them get familiar with new construction product. And so what we're doing tomorrow is we're all meeting. We meet at 8:30. We gather, and tomorrow Meredith Stead is coming to do a little kickoff for us.
And who is Meredith?
Meredith, I was just going to tell you, Meredith is awesome. She's got 2 hats as well. So she is on the planning and zoning for the city of Boise. She's actually going to be the president this upcoming session. And so she's the president of the Planning and Zoning Commission for the city of Boise, and she works at Boise Valley Economic Partnership, which is our Valley's economic development organization. And she'll talk about, all economic development and how economic development and, real estate development go hand in hand. So she'll kick that off. And then we'll hop in the car full of Starbucks and we'll go out to look at some new construction product. We've done this 3 times before.
I was just going to say, did you do it before?
Yeah.
And has it produced a lot of results? And what kind of things have happened because of it?
So, obviously I'm doing this so that they can understand the products, but also in hopes that they close with Alliance. Yeah. And so I've just had my first closings with some of the groups that have come through, our new agent, new construction tours. And so it helps them kind of familiarize themselves with, us at Alliance in a way that's valuable to them. Because the second one we did, I had Lisa Holland from the city of Kuna, and we were out, south of the freeway.
Okay.
And she came and she talked about how Kuna is going to grow, and she gave them all
exponentially,
maps.
right? I mean, it's just one of those bedroom communities, but people commute in and out of,
Yes.
and it's. I think I read something that they were building. I don't know how many homes. I can't remember the numbers, but it's just growing so rapidly.
Kuna will double in the next few years. And so those statistics were like, mind-boggling for the new realtors as well. So those are some things that, I'm trying to bring to the table that add a little bit of value to their life, rather than just asking them to close with us,
Right.
Close with us because we're cool. It
Right.
does matter where you close.
Absolutely.
But,
and for those of you who are listeners outside of the Idaho area, it's not Kuna. It's not, it's Kuna, Idaho.
and where are we today? We're in Nampa, Idaho,
Nampa,
not
Idaho.
Napa.
No, that's right. That's right. People are like, oh, you have wine region. Yeah, not quite what you're thinking, but okay.
Just go with it, because Idaho wine is becoming so popular.
It
and
is.
we did
a
documentary on that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Awesome.
It's definitely growing. It's nice to see the wine population take off and have people come from all over the area to see and taste and, be a part of it. But yeah. So, okay. So let's talk a little bit more about this F word thing that's got going on here. Tell me more.
I love dropping F-bombs. So just so you know. And when we're doing our presentation, we'll actually throw some out. And they're the little squishy F-bombs. But
I know my staff really wanted one, by the way. Yeah.
We'll bring them.
We need to have some
full.
F-bombs. I love it.
I've got a box full. So
yay.
Yeah, I'll bring them all to Vegas with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the F word, your formula really, it comes down to 4 numbers that you need to have. And those numbers are, well, first of all, we talk about your desired annual income. So what is that? And then you're going to need to know your average commission rate. But the first number that you're going to need to know is how many active sales opportunities are you working in a given month? And
your number of prospects, like your number of people that you're
communicating
that you
have given your presentation to,
qualified conversations,
to do business,
right?
Yes,
qualified as in like they have an actual interest in you and what you do, right?
They answered your phone call. That's step number 1.
Right.
They agreed to a meeting.
They didn't hang up on you.
And that's an active sales call. And then we take your average deal value and we, you do that with the, total sales that you made, and you divide that by the clients that were involved with those sales. And then after that average deal value, you need to know your closing ratio.
Right.
Most salespeople are between 20 and 30%.
Awarded versus not, basically.
Yes.
So 20 and 30% is most average. Okay.
30% is a really high closing ratio. And if you think about it, that means that 3 people out of 10 that you sit down with and you present them the opportunity will take you up on it.
3 out of 10.
Yeah.
So you're going to get 7 no's before you get.
You're going to get 7 no's.
3 yeses. Yeah. Okay. Now, hey, real quick. When do you start tracking somebody as an actual opportunity? Right when you call them and make an appointment, or is it like once you start to do a proposal, or when is it that you track?
I track it when we have banter back and forth.
Okay. Where they're
so
initially showing
when we
interest.
are stepping forward into the sales process, then that is an active sales process.
Okay.
It might take a year and a half. It's taken a year and a half for me before.
Right. Right.
But once you close that, then you take it off, and it totally, messes up the last number, which is the length of sales cycle.
Length of cycle. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. But when you have the people that come in and they buy on the spot, that also skews your length of sales cycle. So your average sales cycle is probably going to be between 60 and 90 days,
depending on what industry
what
you're
you
in
sell,
and
but
what you sell.
Usually it takes a little bit of time to develop a relationship, some time to bring them back a solution that matches what they've told you they need, and then to close that after negotiations.
So. Okay, so what's your close rate?
Good question.
It changes, right? I mean, it has to change.
And it does. I'm closer to the 30.
Atta girl.
But when you look at the different sales jobs I've had, it's also different. So when you look at the chamber, we had a little bit of a higher sale,
because you were
ratio.
an account manager or account rep at the Boise Chamber of Commerce, and you sold memberships and sponsorships, right? Okay.
Yeah. And so that is, that's a little bit different because most people are able to afford a $399 membership.
Right.
And when you're talking to them about wanting to grow their business, they want to do that too.
Yeah.
The hardest closing ratio was when I was in media, and we worked in media together.
We did. I've known Sarah a long time.
Yeah.
Radio. You sold radio for me.
Radio and then television. And that's a little bit of a harder sell because you're having to find what they need for their marketing and then put it into a solution that involves your media.
Right.
And so that was
airtime.
A little, yeah. We sold air. It was awesome. Yeah.
And I filled the air.
A little different. Yes, you did. We were good partners. Yeah. As we will be again in Vegas.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, me too.
No. You don't have to disclose this, but do you like to play any card games or
craps.
do you? Okay. Oh, okay.
Craps.
Nice.
And I can teach anybody how to play craps and win money.
I might have to take you up on that. I usually play 21. So
I love it. I actually love to gamble. So
awesome.
I love Vegas.
Yay.
A lot of people,
what happens in Vegas stays on Facebook, on social media, I noticed that they changed their tagline. Instead of like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. They don't say that anymore. It's like make memories in Vegas. Or I don't even know what it is now. It's just not the same.
I know. I like the one though where they take the big vase and they run around like they just won the World Cup or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I
And
love
it's
that
just
commercial.
like the vase from the hotel room, and like it looks like a a trophy.
Champions.
Right. Oh, memorable commercial, right? See, it helps.
Totally. I love Vegas commercials.
So, tell me more about the Rodan Fields. Like for me, I never thought I would ever have a second, direct sales kind of thing. But I was just wearing all the jewelry so much that it just made sense for me to, get into it. But what got you into Rodan Fields?
So same thing. I was a customer for 3 years, and then I started flight training. And so I'm a student pilot. And I was like, dang, I need more money in order to do this. It's not cheap.
Right.
And it had been presented to me time after time that this could be a good, side
way
income.
to do it. Yeah.
And it has. It's proven to be, a good supplemental income to put me up in the air.
I love it. Rodan Fields helps me fly. That's what you said. I love that.
It's my money to fly.
So do you do just like day trips, or do you go? What are you doing now with your pilots? You're a student.
I'm almost there. I'm a student pilot. I've got to take a test, and I've got to do a few more flights. But what I love and what I've been doing is when I go on vacation, I'll take a lesson on vacation, and I can take my husband or I took my dad. So when we were in Vegas, I took a flight over to the Grand Canyon with my husband.
Oh,
and that was so cool. So I got to learn how to fly in different airspace, which we don't have here in Idaho. And then when I went to visit my dad, he lives on an island in Washington.
Okay.
And we were able to go
Which
out.
island?
He lives on Anderson Island.
Okay. I just came from Whidbey. So it was over the mystery weekend. Yeah.
Love Whidbey. Love all the islands.
So did you fly?
Yeah.
Oh.
I took him up with me. So my earliest memories were flying with my dad.
Awesome.
And I wanted to take my dad flying. Yay. So I took him flying, and we went up and looked
over
the island. He is.
Yeah, okay. Oh,
yeah,
so cool. Over the island.
He's not current, but but it's been a while since he's flown.
Yeah.
So I wanted him to fly with me.
Yay.
And then we went out over Ketron, because the island right next to his is Ketron, where the Alaska Airlines, the stolen plane went down.
Oh, gotcha.
So that was interesting.
Right.
We looked over that. But
yeah,
you really couldn't see much. But it was awesome to go, and the kids were all swimming in the swimming hole, which is a lake on the island.
Yeah.
And they could see us, and we could see them jumping off of the dock.
So cool.
And it was so cool.
I always did that when I was little, waving at the plane. Ah, did you see people
and
waving at you?
Oh, yeah. And then you do your little wave,
yeah. That's awesome, Sarah. So that must be what inspired you to want to fly to begin with, is because your dad was a pilot. Yeah. That's so cool.
It's in the blood.
And it's amazing to, I could only imagine what it looks like. Yeah. We got to do a backcountry documentary, and it was really, really cool.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know who it was with?
No.
It was with Harrison Ford. Mr. Ford flew.
No
and we
way.
did. I'll show
And
you
you were
pictures.
in the plane.
Well, my crew, and so we had a Cineflex helicopter flying over him so we could shoot it. And then my crew was in the belly of the plane recording his audio.
No way.
And it was all about flight and aviation. And it was when the opening of the Air Museum in Colorado opened. And it was all about flight and aviation and Rockies. And anyway, Wings Over the Rockies. Yeah. Yeah, you can you can look it up.
I need to see
I
that.
have an IMDb credit.
That
It's
is
pretty cool.
so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I'll show you the
gosh.
pictures, but yeah, it's super fun.
That
It was a while ago, but backcountry piloting, right? It's
Oh,
amazing.
it's
Huh.
incredible.
So are you? So when you landed on the island, is it regular airstrip or was it backcountry? Or
We didn't actually land on the island. There is
okay.
not a landing.
There's not a
no
landing strip,
landing
okay.
strip on the island. But we flew out of Tacoma Narrows Airport, which is really close. It's on Gig Harbor.
Okay.
And that's a nice towered airport.
Beautiful.
And yeah, we just went out over the island.
That's
so.
awesome. Well, Sarah, let's wrap it up. So let me have some words of wisdom for people who are maybe contemplating on becoming a salesperson, or maybe they are a salesperson and need to like just step up their game. What would you say to an aspiring person who just knows that they need to sell and have it in them, or they have to do it to keep their job, or maybe they need a new job, or whatever the case might be? What do you say?
I say we're all fudging through. And fudging is, also an acronym that we bring out in this presentation. So once you have that formula, you've got to have the urgency and the discipline.
Yes.
Daily discipline. You've got to bring that client to your level of urgency. Once you have that formula, urgency and discipline, you get the growth and the excellence you want, and that's your fudge.
Yeah.
And so just keep fudging.
Awesome.
Keep fudging
and
through.
I heard you're going to bring fudge to
Oh,
our
yes.
event. Yeah. Just fudge through it. I love it.
Yes.
And then you had something else about at the end to help you kind of motivate you. What were those?
The triple effect.
That triple effect.
So this is a mindset tool. As salespeople and business owners and everything, it's all about our mindset.
Right.
We have to get up every day and be ready for 7 no's to get to those 3 yeses.
Yes.
And in order to face the day, we've got to do 3 things. And this is what I say, get up 15 minutes earlier. Yeah. I know it's an F word, 15 minutes.
I love it.
And do 15 things. And those 15 things are write down 5 things that you're grateful for, 5 things you have to do today, and 5 things you love about yourself. And I guarantee you, if you do that on a daily basis, you start out with gratitude, you know what you need to do, and you pepper that in with self-love, you will operate on a higher level, and things will be better for you.
Good.
You can fudge through when you've got your triple effect.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Are you a morning person or?
No,
me neither.
I'm a trained morning person.
Yes, I have to be that way too. Well, we're
Yes.
working in news and television.
Oh,
I was always,
morning people,
I was like, well, either I was super early morning or late night. And when I worked in Seattle, the news came on at 11.
Oh, yeah.
So I was way late. And
Yes.
so trained morning person is a good way.
Trained morning person.
5 things I love about myself. I'll do it. I'll get up early and I will 5 things I need to do today and 5 things I'm grateful about.
Oh, totally.
I'm grateful for you.
Oh, I'm
Thank
grateful
you.
for you.
And I appreciate you just rolling with the punches. I'm like, we got to record right now.
Yeah.
Right now. This is all good material. It's in our brain right now. Let's do it. So thank you for
Absolutely.
rolling with the punches with me and making this happen.
Anytime.
Last thing, where can people find you? How do they get your information?
So businessandbellylaughs.com is my website. And that's where you can find all the F word stuff. Okay. If you want to find me at Alliance Title, I'm on their website as well, alliancetitle.com. And then Rodan and Fields, it's Sarah Cortez at Rodan and Fields. Anyway, just give me a call.
Yeah. Very good. And we'll put some show notes together and put these in there. So thank you again, Sarah. And to all of our listeners, if you have yet to subscribe, go to themarketingexpedition.com and join our community. The first founding members get in at a reduced price. So get in and get on it. We're about to close that out. So anyway, themarketingexpedition.com. And we'll see you next time. All right. Or listen next time. Yeah. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks for listening to the Marketing Expedition podcast. Find more online at peppershock.com.